everyone? Thank you very much for joining in. Today is going to be a very, very special day. I'm going to share you some information that has not been out there yet. This is going to be crucial to us all benefiting from this presentation that I've prepared for you today. Over here, I have a presentation for you called Creating a Six-Figure Freelancing Business. And today I've packed everything I know from my past experience on how to make it in the field of realistic rendering. Now, I'm going to go through this, and just to let you know, this is just a statement that something that I'm proud of, which is my realistic rendering services are currently making me over $100,000 per year. And my mission and my goal for this webinar is to show you exactly how to get everything that it takes to duplicate the same income through the realistic rendering skill. Before we get into that, I want to give you a quick disclaimer. Even though I'm going to show you everything, you're not going to make 10K a month right after watching this. That's to be expected. I want to get your expectations at the right level. Because for me, when I first started, I just wanted to have the freedom to work whenever I want, wherever I want, and kind of design my dream life. And I chose realistic rendering as a path for that, which is sometimes very unusual, but we're going to get into that later on. And the first thing for me was I saw a lot of people online talking about making six figures with freelancing, this, that, and I thought to myself that I need to make six figures as well. So I made a quick calculation, which a lot of you should do as well. So six figures is $100,000 per year, which comes up to, after divided by 365, to $273.97 per day, right? And right now, I have 5 clients that pay $4,997 month retainers for realistic rendering. And this calculation was the start of all of me. So this is my goal for this webinar. If you're already in the architecture field, if you're not working in the architecture field yet, and if you stay until the end, you will know the exact steps that it takes to make six figures as a freelancer in this field. Okay, so let's move on. Another bonus, if you stay until the end, I'm going to give out to you this free file, which I'm going to share, but only if you stay all the way through the end. I'm going to give you this free exercise file of this dining room. If you already have this, I'm going to have another surprise for you, but you will have to let me know at the end if you already have this. Okay. So who am I? If there's some people that come here without actually knowing, I'm Alosa Zemi. I worked in 150 projects in over 30 countries, and through my expertise, I've helped over 3 million people on YouTube only, let alone the other platforms, to learn realistic rendering as well through Enscape, which is also the software that endorsed my course, the 40-day realistic rendering, together with their license. So I am very, very accustomed to kind of talking. I'm used to helping people all over the world with this kind of stuff. So this is the hard way that I tried to do this for the first 2 years that I did this. So here's exactly what I need to get done. First, I had to find a project to model around, if that was Pinterest or something like that. Then I had to go over in 3D model it. Then I had to do the lighting on the project. I had to do the materials in the project. I had to do visual settings for the project. I had to repeat this 10 times to fill up my portfolio with 3D rendering work. That way I can actually try and get clients. And then I would have to create an online portfolio. I would have to outreach people. And then I would have to repeat infinitely. And hopefully someone one day would reach out to me and ask for the services that I have to offer. This took me 2 years. And to be honest, even though I'm excited for this whole webinar, I wouldn't be excited to tell you guys that this is the right path. You should not follow this if you want to be as efficient as possible in this field, okay? But after 2 years, I discovered the hard way in this industry. And it's good because I had to go through this. And the good thing is that you get to cheat and know the easy way as well. So here's my 3 secrets in the industry that I want you to promise to not show anyone else out here. Okay, the first one is that realistic rendering is a gold mine that no one is talking about. You see all these gurus in the internet talking about copywriting services, video editing services, whatever else. I mean, graphic design, all of these are very popular. Realistic rendering is not talked that much. Not a lot of people know the power that it has, and you probably don't even know the power that it has. I'm going to do a brief explanation just a tiny bit after this slide. But just know that it is a very underestimated field right now. Also, the secret number 2 is a lot of people think that you need to create the most ultra realistic renders out there in order to get clients. You do not need to get at an expert level to actually get clients. I'm going to show you how to do that later on as well. And number 3 is I'm going to show you exactly how you can get customers that will pay you thousands of dollars in exchange for your skills. So nowadays, I can easily charge $1,000 per image to my clients. And most of you could probably guess, but I'm going to show you exactly why this is true. Okay, so architects need renders to get clients. Furniture manufacturers need renders to sell their furniture and market them. Real estate developers need renders to sell properties. There isn't a huge amount of people that know this, as we said previously, but as a realistic rendering freelancer, you are in the middle of hundreds of thousands, if not multi-million-dollar deals. Okay, let this sink in. I'm going to read it once again. As a realistic rendering freelancer, you are in the middle of hundreds of thousands or multi-million-dollar deals. Okay, isn't this a dream for anyone who wants to have a profitable business? How many of you are still with me here and are kind of letting this sink in? Have you thought about realistic rendering this way until now? Let me know and be truthful. If you haven't thought about it, totally fine. I made this realization after 2 years of working in the industry. How many of you agree about this statement right here? I want to see all of it in the chat. I mean, it's logical. We're in the middle of hundreds of thousands, if not million-dollar deals. Architects cannot keep their business running without realistic rendering. Furniture manufacturers cannot keep their business running with realistic renderings. And real estate developers need renders to sell the properties. 100%. We can all agree on that. Okay, let's move to the next step. So I work with a lot of architects and I work with a lot of 3D artists in both sides of my business, my educational side of business and my realistic rendering services side of business. Every single architect out there complains how it's hard to find reliable 3D artists, and every 3D artist complains how it's hard to find clients. There's a huge discrepancy here. There's not an alignment going on, okay? And I know exactly what it is. Why does this happen? Here's why. Most of you guys, even me included, don't know the value of realistic rendering. So how would you expect your clients to know better? It's just true. If you didn't know that you're in middle of hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not multi-million-dollar deals, you didn't know the value of realistic rendering. Okay? So how do you expect to communicate that to your clients? How do you expect to be able to charge multiple thousands of dollars per project? Okay? Let that sink in. How many of you are still with me here? That sounds right, okay? That is very, very true. And have you ever had anyone tell you about this online or even in real life, right? I really want to know, because I see a lot of people not talking about this. This is not talked out there. And it frustrates me because there's a lot of people out there like you who want to go in the steps of making this a career, living your dream life through this, but there's not enough information out there, unfortunately, even with we're in the decade or the century of information out there. So there's two different ways that you can charge with realistic rendering, okay? You can charge per project or you can have a monthly retainer. I used to charge per project until this year, and I saw that I made a huge mistake. I saw that it was a huge mistake. Yeah, you know what, Winston? Winston says, my boss says it's not worth it to learn this skill. Most bosses, okay, I'm going to be a bit harsh, but most bosses don't want the best of you. Trust me. They do not profit. They do not make a good living if they do not keep you in their box, okay? I'm not like that. I want to see everyone around me flourish and be the best possible. But I'm going to be fully honest with you. If you're in a firm with multiple employees, your boss just wants you to keep them in the bubble of that, okay? It's his way or his philosophy of making profit in his business. Anyway, let me go back to per project. I don't know your boss personally, but this is just my own opinion. Okay, let's go to per project. If you're charging per project, you have no real structure of how you price. You cannot charge per image because you can charge $200 per image, and you're gonna have one image which is just one simple block of furniture, and you're gonna have to charge for a full, I don't know, mid-century hallway with a bunch of curves, organic forms. That's gonna take you a lot longer and it's more valuable. So the pricing system per image, per square meter doesn't work. Okay. It is harder to hire when you get overloaded with work because you don't know the exact amount of money that you can put aside to invest in your team because you have no real pricing structure of your clients. And you're always in the lookout for new clients. So you're working in a project, you finish that project, you're done with a client. Now it's time to look for another client. You're stressing out. It's not sustainable. But here's the way that I work this out. I mean, this is a very popular technique from other media, but not in 3D rendering. So yeah, and also per project, clients are going to take a lot longer to approve because they do not have a set deadline. And realistic renders are never finally done. You have to put a stop in it at some point, right? But with a monthly retainer, you can charge $5,000 per month with unlimited projects, but they cannot send more than one project at a time. So you're not working in more than one project at a time. So what's going to happen is if you're charging $5,000 a month, it's going to be easier to hire someone in third world countries who's probably going to be better than you anyway in 3D rendering. And you can pay them $1,000 to $2,000 a month. And you're being super generous with that because someone with $2,000 a month in India or, I don't know, Pakistan or something like that is going to be balling out there. Trust me. They're going to be pulling up in all kinds of flashy cars with diamonds all over their neck and stuff like that. But that's a whole nother thing because that's going to be a profitable business for you if you all just choose to hire old people who do the work a lot better than you. It's going to be a lot easier to run the business and keep it more sustainable. You're not constantly going to be at an urgency, at an anxiety state of getting the new client, running out of money, getting new clients, hiring more people. So that's not going to happen. You're going to have more stability. So from Pakistan, we have people from Pakistan here, and clients approve a lot quicker because they're going to run out of time. They cannot keep on one project run out for multiple months, right? They have a set deadline where their retainer ends for that month and going to try to put in as many projects as possible within that month. So they're not going to be going back doing revisions for stupid little things, and they're going to want to move out a lot faster. And the best part about this is if you want to make six figures with this kind of structure, all you need is 2 clients. Think about this. There's millions of architects out there together with real estate developers. All you need to do is to put out your value and only convince 2 people to hire you. All you need to do to make 6 figures with this skill, okay? Okay. So this is the next thing that a lot of people get wrong, including me. Every ArchViz firm uses 3ds Max, and I used to get flamed for that. You know why? Because I use simple and cheap software like SketchUp and Enscape. It is cheap software. I don't refer to the software like that in front of clients. I refer to it as affordable software. But here's the thing. How many of you also use SketchUp and Enscape and get a bad look, or you do not feel confident enough in the ability of the software in order to get perfect looking renders? How many of you use SketchUp and Enscape and you do not feel fully confident? Okay, I have good news for you. I have very good news for you. So here's what's going to happen. SketchUp and Enscape are perfect. People underestimate them, and it is your chance to take this software, tackle this industry, and take it to the next level. Yeah, trust me. Okay. Here's why. Do you guys know who this guy on the left here is? Well, here's the good thing about this. How many of you knew that Bjarke Ingels Group, one of the biggest architectural offices right now, uses SketchUp and Enscape? Did you guys know that Bjarke Ingels Group uses SketchUp and Enscape for their whole? I mean, not Sketch. They use Enscape. I'm not sure if they use SketchUp. I think they use Rhino, but I mean, it's still very good because the rendering is still done with Enscape. Did you guys know that? Okay, he uses Enscape, not him directly, but their firm. Yeah. I bet you guys didn't know this because it's not talked enough. You know who else uses Enscape? Do you guys know the guy standing next to the Gherkin Tower? Norman Foster. Norman Foster architects use Enscape as well. Okay. Now, let this sink in. Two of the biggest architects in this current day and age, two of the biggest, and you can look it up after the webinar. You can look it up. I'm not fooling around. You can see it even in the Enscape. Yeah. Based on it. Yeah. You saw an interview with Ollie. Yeah. Even Norman Foster architects use Enscape in their office. Yeah. So let me ask you something. Whoever says that Enscape is not good enough, I really want to know if they're better than Norman Foster and Bjork Ingels. I really, truly want to know. Because if they're not, which they aren't, then they can just move on with their life and you can just continue learning Enscape. Okay? Okay, so let's move on to this because I have a very good segue. So, here's the biggest mistakes that I made when starting out with 3D rendering. I believe that I'm going to be the best 3D artist in the world. I'm going to create all the renders myself to fully satisfy the clients, or else they will not work with me. I bet a lot of you guys work that way as well, right? Okay, you think that way, you believe that way, and it's totally fine because I used to believe that way as well. But here's the result that I got with that belief system. I got one client, worked on the project, then back to run after the next client. Yeah, not sustainable once again. This is not the most ideal version of myself. I'm not a fan of that result. So here's the belief system that I have let myself to settle in my mind. You do not need to create your own renders in order to have a successful 3D rendering firm. It is good to know how renders work like, how long a project is going to take, but you do not need to create every single render on your firm yourself. It's not sustainable as well. No matter how good you get at rendering, let this settle in, because no matter how good you get at rendering, there will always be someone better than you. And you know they're saying that if you can beat them, join them. Nah, we use the reverse tactic in that. If you cannot beat them, make them to join you. Invite them to join you. Here's my tactic for that. So first step, create an Excel sheet, a spreadsheet, all this different, I'm not good at Excel spreadsheets or anything like that. Put emails, name, price, average timeline delivery, portfolio, software, WhatsApp. Do not worry about this other stuff right now. Just take care of this after the webinar, obviously. Then what I want you to do is to go find 3D artists on Behance and invite them to join a meeting with you. And here's what you want to do in that meeting. You get to know them, basically where they're from, how long they work for, what type of projects they do. Take important information, as we saw here, the prices, the software they use. And then ask permission to use their work in your portfolio as a guarantee that if you get a client from the work that you posted, you will hire them to the price that you agreed with the client, okay? This is more efficient to create your project, your portfolio. You can have your own renders in there as well, but here's we're going to go with this, okay? Stick with me here, yes, okay? In December 2023, different from the beliefs that I had 2 years ago, I believe that I need to work on increasing the business while better skilled people can fulfill the orders for me. I'm not the best 3D artist out there. There's always going to be better 3D artists than me and then you guys. You have to kind of come into agreement with this because there's always going to be better people than you. But you can focus on your business side of things. So when I changed this belief, my results were that my 3D rendering business makes $24,985 per month, and I keep my margins at 90% to 95% profit, okay? This way, you're going to be able to build a portfolio a lot quicker. The portfolio is going to be a lot better. You're going to be more trustworthy to the clients that you reach out to, okay? So let this settle in, okay? This is the method that I myself do, and I'm sharing with all of you guys out here. And yeah, all of this is done with 8 to 10 hours a week working on this business. I spend all my other time working and strategizing for my educational business. So 8 to 10 hours a week is maximum that I would work in my 3D realistic rendering business, okay? And all the time, if I want to, I can have a free time, but I choose to work in my educational business. Okay. Now, this is the average. Obviously, there's times where I have to work maybe 20 hours a week. There's times where I have to work 2 hours a week. But this is basically the average. The most asked questions out there. How many of you were planning to ask me this question afterwards? I want to see it in the chat. How many of you wanted to know where I find the clients? So LinkedIn is the single most successful platform to get clients. Here's basic steps you need to do in order to create a very good LinkedIn network in order to get clients. First thing, you have to have a professional profile because you have to be professional when someone lands on your page. You want a good first liner here, showing exactly what it is that you do. You target architects, real estate people, furniture manufacturers. You have to get a good headshot here, professional looking headshot. And you also have to have a very good cover. Right now, I choose to put the cover for my educational side of business, but it doesn't make too much sense that a lot of people will still get realistic learning services from me for LinkedIn. But in fact, having a course just basically boosted my credibility in this field. Anyway, this is the basic thing. You have to have a good headline, professional looking photo in the headshot, and a very good looking cover. Next up, you invite other people to connect. Here's the basic message that I said to everyone to connect. This has, I think, a 70% reply rate, which if you're not familiar with reply rates and all of those different analytics, it is a great reply rate. So here's what's going to happen. I go, hello. You can automate this with software, but I'm guessing that you don't want to spend a crazy amount of money on this, okay? So I just came across your profile on LinkedIn, and I was really impressed with what you're doing in the architecture space. Would love to join your network. Send. That's it. You're not asking for anything. You're just connecting, you're complimenting them, and you're letting go. A lot of times they come back with a thank you message. They're probably going to visit your profile and all that. Sometimes it clicks within the first message, but I don't want to set you expectations that are not ideal. But here's what you're going to do. You want to follow up with them after 48 hours. Your first follow-up is going to be, hey, Dennis, this is someone else. I need a design for a mountainous villa next summer. So this is the thing. The first line after calling out their name is going to be something that interests them. If you're going to want to say, hey, do you want my 3D rendering services, architect guy? They're just going to click off. What do they care about? Getting clients. Maybe you're lying in this. Maybe you're not lying in this. Maybe try out a different line, which is still going to spark their interest. You have to know what they care about. But I'm going to say not the reason for my message, though. I'm curious to know if you're satisfied with the current 3D renders. I'm confident that my team can do better, or you don't have to pay. This gives them a guarantee. We just helped Wonder, which is a company that we used to work with previously, and they marketed a $11 million home through our renders. I would be happy to share the sauce or the secrets. And then if they don't reply with that message, there's going to be a third follow-up after another 48 hours saying, hello, Robert. Hope you're doing well. This is one of my recent animations that we have done for Wonder. We can do the same for you. Are you completely against jumping on a call so I can show you how this can benefit you? Does it sound like a no-brainer for the clients? Does it sound very easy to join? Confident, professional, and friendly. That's all you need. This is the combination that you need. Great approach. Okay. We all agree that this is a good approach for a potential client. Anyway, but this is not all we're going to do. Obviously, outreach is very, very good. One thing that you also have to take care of is your content, because when you outreach, people are going to visit your profile and going to check what you post. If the content is good, they're going to reply. And if it sucks, this is another test that you have to pass. If your content is good. Here's my content system that it takes me the least amount of time to do in all my social media, YouTube, Instagram, all of that, okay? If you guys know, and if you're familiar with the content that I post online, how many of you are surprised that all the content that I post online takes me only 2 days per month to create all that content? How many of you expected that it only takes me 2 days to record and make all of the content that I put out on social media? Is this a surprise to you? If it is, let me know in the comments. I want to know if it surprised you. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do everything. No, not AI. I don't use AI. I mean, maybe for thumbnails, I use AI, but not for videos, not for a lot of the other stuff, okay? First thing I do, day one in the AM, I write the newsletter for my emails and I write the scripts for the videos. This takes me 3 or 4 hours. In the PM, I record the videos or eventually do a live stream, which most of you have seen on YouTube, okay? This is what I do on day one. On day two, I send all of the content to, it doesn't mean that these 2 days are right after another, okay? You get this? So I do this, and then let's say 2 weeks after my video editor has done everything, I repurpose all the content to all of platforms, and I schedule everything. 2 days per month is all I care about content out there, okay? This is very clear, and if you can get this down to maybe not 2 days, because you might not be able to get a video editor right now, but if you can do it to 5 days, that's perfectly good. You don't have to worry about content for a full month, okay? Now, I'm going to show you a quick video of someone who is part of the 14-day realistic rendering. I'm not pitching you on that or anything. I just wanted to let you know that with some of the methods that I've shown to him and a lot of other people, this is the result that they've been able to get.
I can handle, at least I'm 30 projects open right now, and I'm able to handle everything.
So what was it like to go through the 14-day realistic?
Did you guys hear that? He got 30 projects in 3D rendering, okay? 30 projects. What did I tell you? You only need 2 clients in order to make 6 figures. Okay, you only need 2 clients or a $5,000 a month retainer. I'm not sure if he has a $5,000 a month retainer, but 30 clients, if it's at least $1,000, that's going to be $30,000. Okay, if it's even less, who cares? It's impossible to not be making 6 figures with all that amount of good pause on the face. Yeah, I didn't realize. Anyway, it's going to be pretty much impossible to not get to 6 figures if you're getting 30 clients. Yeah, so I'm going to play this once again. If you guys didn't check this.
I can handle, at least I'm 30 projects open right now, and I'm able to handle everything.
This guy right here is Michel. We did a quick call with him after joining. So this is the results that he got. I'm just showing you guys that everything that I'm showing right here works. Okay, but in case you're wondering, I'm showing this for 3D rendering artists. I've tested this out with a lot of other people that I worked with. With video editing, all these methods work with copywriters, graphic designers, web developers, video editors, architects, illustration artists, data analysts, any service you could think of. This method works. Okay, I know you don't care about that. I'm just making it clear that is a very evergreen method. Next up, let me ask you guys a question. I want to ask you a quick question. Okay, if you guys could extend this conversation for another hour with me or a lot longer, would you allow me to show you a product of mine that may help you in this direction? Okay, can I get your permission? Let me know in the chat to show you something which is beneficial to you in terms of what I have in my capacity to make you achieve such results. Okay, if yes, let me know in the comments. Okay, I'm going to be waiting. I'm going to sip my water. Okay, good. Yeah, awesome. Okay, let's go on. So for all of you who joined here, I'm going to give you something. This is not the price. There's no price here. This is the value. I've created a 30-day roadmap to become a 6-figure freelancer, which is valued at $3,000 right now, okay? We'll get to learn how to do market research, how to identify all the opportunities that you need for 3D rendering services, how to separate your service from the competition and dominate any market out there. You will learn how to market your services organically with cold outreach, and you will learn how to negotiate prices and sell your services to high-paying clients. This is the $3,000 pack that I created, okay? This is the value of it, okay? This is only the value of it. But here's what you're going to get. You're going to get a 30-day roadmap of 6-figure freelancer, which is valued at $3,000. The total value is $3,000. But that's not all, okay? Here's what else I'm going to give you for joining this webinar, okay? You're going to get 1 year of Freelancer Tribe, which is going to be a community where all freelancers are going to join together. Me and a lot of other experts are going to be there to help you. I will be charging this to other people at $576. So you're going to get the 30-day roadmap as a 6-figure freelancer, which is valued at $3,000. You can get a 1-year membership of Freelancing Tribe, which is at $576, all for the total value of $3,573. Okay, but it's not all. If you add more, what else will you actually need to make 6 figures with realistic rendering? What else will you need? Well, I'm going to give you the platform dominator content system that I've used in the past 2 years to generate over 6 million views all over the social media and over 90,000 followers on all over social media. I'm going to give you my whole funnel and my whole content system that comes with it, with a success, if I can say so, for the past years in the Enscape community, the 3D rendering community. So here's what you're going to get once again. You're going to get the 30-day roadmap for the 6-figure freelancer, 1-year membership of Freelancing Tribe, and you're going to get the platform dominator content system, which is all valued at $6,570. But I'm not going to charge you that once again. Yeah, okay, wait for it, because there's something else you will need. You will also get the $100,000 outreach methods. Okay, you're going to need that. You're going to need to duplicate what I've shown you on LinkedIn, right? You're going to want to do that. So on top of that, you're going to get the 30-day roadmap of 6-figure freelancer, the 1-year membership of the Freelancing Tribe, the platform dominator content system, the $100,000 outreach system, which is all valued at $9,000. Okay. But this is not what I'm going to charge you. And that's not all. What's the last thing you guys need? Okay. Are you with me here? Let's move on. Well, I'm going to give you the AI adopter program. And there's a very simple secret after this, because not a lot of people know the abilities of AI. Your clients won't know that, but you will get to do a lot of stuff for cents to deliver the work. They're going to pay you thousands of dollars. They're paying me thousands of dollars to deliver some work. And you get the AI adopter program, which will push you to create all of that basically for cents. Okay. And I know how to do that. I've done it with my agency. That's why I'm able to work 8 to 10 hours a week on the agency. Okay. So you're going to get, once again, the 30-day roadmap, the 6-figure freelancer. You're going to get the 1-year membership of Freelancing Tribe. You're going to get the platform dominator content system, the $100,000 outreach methods, the AI adopter program, which is at a total value of $13,065. This is the value of it, but I'm not going to charge you that. Okay, I'm not going to charge you this value. But I want to ask you, if all this did was get your first $5,000 a month client, would it be worth it? Would this be worth it? Will all of that be worth it? If you had to pay that money, okay, if you had to pay, I'm not going to charge you that, but if you had to pay all that money, would it be worth it if you get your first $5,000 a month client? Let me know in the chat. Will it be worth it? If all of this did was give you the ability to work whenever and wherever you work, wherever and whenever you want, would this be worth it? Okay, would this be worth it? Yes, sure, of course. And also, one last question on this, okay, because I want to know, if this allowed you to the freedom to quit the 9-to-5 that you hate, would this be worth it? I think it's all worth it, guys. If you do the math correctly, it's all going to be worth it, even if I charge you the $13,000. But when making all of these programs, I had only 2 choices, right? The first option was to go as cheap as possible and try to sell as many of these units as possible, which wouldn't be helpful to stack the value, and I don't think it would be that helpful for you. Or the second option was where I would create a little higher investment, but in exchange, I would devote to more resources to guarantee your success, right? These are the options that I had. But if you think about it, what's one client worth you? Only one client for $5,000, $10,000, $50,000, and how much would you pay to only get one $5,000 a month client? Because for me, $5,000 a month client was insane, because it allowed me to not work at a job that I hate. It allowed me to work wherever and whenever I wanted. It allowed me to not do things that I wasn't too excited about. So basically a lot of technical work that allowed me to be here in front of you and make this webinar, which I'm super excited for. And it allowed me to do a lot of things. But just sit a minute and think about all of this. What would just one $5,000 a month client be able to do for you? All of these things, in order for me to get it, that cost me $240,000 because I wasn't making $120,000 for 2 years, and it took me 2 years. But right now it makes me $24,985 per month, okay? So you can see why it's a good deal at $5,000. It's a good deal to give that out for $5,000, the $13,000 value package that I was showing you. However, that package is not going to be $5,000, it's going to be almost $2,000 for general public. But you're not general public because you're in this webinar and you made the commitment to joining. But because you are special and you joined today, okay, are you with me? Because you're special and you joined today, you can get started today for just $997 on all of those packages. Let me just rewind for you. You're going to get the 30-day roadmap, 6-figure freelancer, which is valued at $3,000. You're going to get a 1-year membership of Freelancing Tribe. You can get the Platform Dominator content system, the 100,000 outreach methods, and the AI adopter program, which are all valued at $13,065. If you want to get this limited time offer right now, you can get in the first link in the description because it's going to be done very quick. The spots are filling up right now, and I really want to work with a selected group of people that are serious about this. So if you only came in for the exercise file, you can find also the link for the exercise file down below. But I would really advise you that if you're very serious about freelancing, go check out the 6-figure freelancing package because it's the next level for you to create your dream life, to work from wherever, whenever, while all making 6 figures.